Hello everyone, welcome back to the final Vlogmas video of the month. I've got a Project Pan finale video today, so I'm going to be giving you an update on my Project Pan items and just kind of rounding things up. I will be having a new Project Pan next year. I will be starting afresh and I will be including some of the items that are in my current Project Pan, but I also want to include some new ones as well. But I'll tell you more about that one in that video. So my Project Pan, for people that don't know, mine is a rolling Project Pan. So once I use up an item, I then replace it with something else. It doesn't have to be a like-for-like item. And I try to keep it at 10 items within my Project Pan as well. I feel like it's a nice round number to be working on, 10 items. And my Project Pan is all makeup as well. So I do actually have an exciting update for you guys here today. I have finished off 3 items and I'm really quite happy about that because 2 of them, well actually all 3 of them, I've got them out here in front of me, all 3 of them I was thinking this is going to be pretty close. It might be to the wire with all 3 of these items, and I did finish them all up within the last, 30th, I'm filming this on the 30th, the last 4 days. So they have all kind of hung on until the very end, but 3 of them are used up and I have kind of made good progress on the others, so I will talk you through all of the items. So it's starting off with my foundation type product. It's actually a BB cream and it's the Erborian BB Creme, and this is the first item that I have finished off. I've cut open the tube, scraped it out, and I think I did this about a month ago, and the amount that I put into the tube, it was quite a lot. Now this is the mini, this is 15 mils I think it is. Yeah, 15 mils, so half the size of a standard foundation. And actually the amount you get in a mini foundation is still a lot of product. So once I had cut this tube open and put it into a tub, I saw how much was left and I thought, there's a lot of product left here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish this off by the end of the year. But I actually finished it off on the 26th of the month. So I finished it off on Boxing Day, which was great. And I used it 19 times this month. I've actually worn makeup quite a lot this month. I have worn it most days, and that's just because I really wanted to make a good dent in my Project Pan items, and also because I've had a lot of filming of these Vlogmas videos as well. I've just needed to wear makeup more often than I usually would have done. I usually have 1, maybe 2 makeup free days a week, but this time I think I've probably had 3 or 4 makeup free days this month. So that has definitely helped. I love this BB cream. I think it is brilliant. I think it provides a great amount of coverage. Excuse my hair, by the way. I'm trying to just have a few days where I'm just not putting any heat treatment on it. I feel like I've straightened my hair a lot for these videos, so I just kind of want to let it do its own thing. So that's why it looks a bit of a mess and it keeps falling in my eyes. But yeah, I really love this BB cream. It, like I say, it provides a good amount of coverage, makes your skin have like a glass type effect. It's like a medium coverage, I would say, but you can build it up as well, so you can be really light-handed with it. Looks lovely with a damp sponge, but if I want a little bit more coverage, I do go in with a brush. I wear the shade Nude, which is a good shade match for me. This is a product that I would repurchase in the future. Really enjoyed using it up. Love the product, would definitely recommend. Item number 2, and the second item in my Project Pan that I have finished off. Again, one that I wasn't sure I was going to finish off. It was really holding on in there for the last few days of December. It's my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have done it. I have finished it. It has taken me all year. This has been in my Project Pan since January this year, and it was pretty full when I included it in my Project Pan, so it takes a full year to use up one of these Tarte concealers. I have scraped the sides of the tube to get the product out, and that's what I've had to do for about the past week or 2 with this product, but I'm now getting hardly anything out, and what I am getting out is really quite dry. So I'm done with this. It's all used up. I finished it off on the 29th of the month and I used it 24 times this month. I did start off using it at the beginning of December just as a foundation. I used it on its own. I used it mixed in with my number 7 highlighting drops and also with a couple of drops of squalene oil, but I don't like how it looks as a foundation. It's much better just as a concealer. But this isn't a product I would repurchase. I used to love it. It used to be my favourite concealer, which is why at the start of the year I had 4 of them. But I've come to realise that it's just a little bit too heavy, a little bit too cakey and drying. I prefer something a little bit more buildable, something with sort of medium coverage, I guess. This is just that bit too full coverage for my liking. But glad that I have used this one up. Like I say, I really wasn't sure it was going to happen this year. I thought it might roll over into 2022, but I am so super happy that I have used that one up. Next item is my Milani Luminoso blusher, this one here. I have noticed that the domedness of this blusher, the roundness of it, it's starting to flatten a little bit, it's starting to recede, so I'm really seeing a good amount of visible progress with this blusher. And I've used this blusher 20 times this month as well, so that's really helped with flattening the roundness of the blusher. Really pretty shade, it's a really beautiful peach shade, it's got a little bit of iridescence in there as well, so it's not a completely matte blusher. Very, very pretty, but I have been panning blusher all year. I started off panning the Trini Lip to Cheek one, which I've now decluttered, and I'm now panning this one. So I think I want to give myself a break from panning a blusher in the new year. So I'm actually going to move this one out, and it will just allow me to play with other blusher shades as well, instead of focusing on one particular shade. But 20 uses this month, and I have seen some great visible progress, so really happy with my progress with this blusher. Next product is the No. 7 Custom Blend Highlighting Drops, which I used 24 times this past month. I still feel like there's a good amount of product left in this tube. This one is taking a long time to use up because you only need a very small amount. So I tend to squeeze a small dot onto the pointy side of a beauty sponge, and then I blend it into my cheekbones. I really want to get this one used up though. I feel like it's just lingering for a little bit too long now. So next year I will start mixing it in with body moisturisers, even though we're in winter now, so I'm not going to be showing off any skin, any flesh, but I just want to get it used up. Like I say, I feel like it's lingering now, it's been going on for a long time, and there are other highlighters in my collection that I want to work on panning. I have some highlighters in some face and eye palettes that I want to use up. But this is a very pretty highlighter though. It's very subtle. If you're into a real blingy, in your face, bright highlighter, this isn't the one for you. But if you like something very soft and diffused, this is lovely. And that is actually my preference with highlighters as well, which is why I particularly like this one. Next item is my NYX Eyeshadow Base eyeshadow primer. I use this 26 times this month, and this is another product that's still going strong. I still feel like there's a good amount of product in this, so when I open it, there's a fair amount of product still on the wand. I don't have to scrape it yet. And also, like with the highlighter, you don't need a lot of this product, so it is one you are going to get through fairly slowly, even though I have used it 26 times this month. I still really like this product. I think it's a great dupe for the Urban Decay Primer Potion. It makes my eyeshadow last all day, so I am really enjoying this. It's just that I have another eyeshadow primer in my collection. I don't really want more than one in my collection at any one time, so as this one is a liquid one and my other one is a cream pot, I want to get through the liquid one first. And this is probably an item that's going to stay in my project pan next year as well. The third and final item that I have finished off this year is, and I cannot believe it because it's taken all year as well, my MAC Blanc Type eyeshadow. I have done it. I have finally used up this eyeshadow. This has been in my project pan since January, since the start of the year, and I didn't honestly think it would take the whole year to pan a nude eyeshadow. I've said this before, I've been flummoxed as to why it's taken me so long to use this eyeshadow up. I use this every single time I wear makeup. Every single time, regardless of how full glam or how natural a look I'm going for. And I use this from the base of my eyelashes right up to my brow bone. So I use a lot of this when I do wear it, but it's so finely milled, you don't really get much fallout with it. So you do actually end up going through it really slowly, even though it feels like you're using a lot of product. And I did recently repress this. I think I repressed it last month or the month before. And again, this was one that I was thinking, I'm really not sure I'm going to use this up by the end of the month. It was really clinging on in there. I was having to really sort of like dig my eyeshadow brush right into the edges of the pan, but I've done it. It's all used up. Really liked that eyeshadow colour. It was a great base for my skin tone, and it worked with any eyeshadow that I wanted to put on over the top. And I really like the quality of MAC eyeshadows. I think they're brilliant. So this is one that I would use again, but I am in no rush to repurchase it because it's also the type of shade that is easily dupable as well. If you have lots of eyeshadow palettes, you've probably got very similar shades within those palettes. And that's really the reason why I chose to pan that colour this year, because it is a very dupeable shade. And also because my eyeshadow singles was quite a large part of my makeup inventory. So I've now reduced that number by using up this one and then decluttering a couple more as well. So very happy that I have finally finished off MAC Blanc Type and I can stop talking about it. I feel like I need to give myself a high five. Next MAC item is MAC Teddy Eyeliner. I've used this 21 times this month, which for me, someone who doesn't really wear eyeliner that often, is really good going. I have made good progress on this on my sheet of paper, and I tend to tightline with this one, and I feel like I've started to get my tightline technique perfected. I used to lift up my eyelid and draw it, but what I found is if I try to angle my eyeliner upwards and then close my eye and then run the pencil back and forth, that's a much better technique. It doesn't seem to make my eyes water. But I think I'm actually going to take this out of my project pan next year. I think I included it in my project pan because it was a shade that I didn't really wear that often, and I just wanted to make some progress on it, and I have made good progress on it. Like I say, with my sheet of paper here, which is really incredibly messy, I've made some really good visible progress on it. But it's a really lovely brown shade, so I don't really see the point in panning a brown shade, because I feel like having a brown, a black and a nude in my collection, they're just really handy shades to have. So I am going to take it out of my project pan next year, but pleased with my progress on it so far. Next item is Benefit Gimme Brow, which I have used 26 times this past month. So again, a great number of times, and we're on the 30th. So there's only, 4 days this month that I didn't wear this product. Again, this is another one that I feel like is still going strong. I think there's still a fair amount of product left in this. And then because you can't see through it, I can't see how much product is left. So tallying has been really useful to just make sure I am using it a lot of times. I really like this product. It's what I have on today. It's what I have on most days. I've really grown to love a tinted brow gel this year. I feel like it's the best sort of brow product for me. My brows are naturally quite thick, quite full. There's not a lot I need to do with them. So a product like this just helps to fill in any little gaps and also keep my eyebrows in place. And I think this is one that I'm going to keep in my project pan next year as well, because I want to use it up, because it's just been open for a while. It's one that I've sort of dipped in and out of over the past year, so it probably needs using up. Penultimate item is my Estee Lauder Nude Lip Liner. I was really hoping to have used this one up by the end of the year because it's such a wearable shade. It's a really flattering, warm peach colour, so it's a lovely nude on my skin tone. It's a really comfortable lip liner to wear as well. And I haven't used it up, unfortunately, but I do have a very small amount left, and I have made some good progress on it whilst it's been in my project pan, so I'm very pleased with my progress. And I will also keep this one in my project pan next year. I'll definitely be able to use this one up by the end of January, no problem. There's not a lot left of it at all, and it's starting to get a little bit difficult to sharpen it as well, so that is a sign that I'm near the end of this. But a lovely shade to wear with a nudie lipstick, but also with a gloss over the top as well. So this one has been a real sort of pleasure to use. But I just have too many lip liners in my collection, so that's why I want to pan it. But yeah, end of January, that one will be gone. And then final item is my Revolution Soph Fudge lipstick. Now there's not much left of this, and there hasn't been too much in terms of visible progress on my sheet of paper, but I feel like seeing it in person, there seems to be more progress. So a little bit disappointed with the marking, but I can tell that I have made good progress with this one. I've used it 24 times this past month, and I don't wear this as a lipstick anymore. I wear this as a cream bronzer slash blusher. So after I've done my foundation and concealer, I use my liquid highlighter and this, and then I blend it out with a damp beauty sponge, and it just makes my face look like there's a bit of life to it, but nothing too harsh and defined. And then when I powder, I can go over the top with a powder bronzer or a powder blusher. And I'm going to keep this one in my project pan next year, I think, and I'm going to say this will be with me for another couple of months. Not a shade that I would repurchase. It's a little bit too dark for me. I do like nudes, but I like to wear a lighter, more warm nude rather than a darker brown like this. But as that cream bronzer blusher, it works absolutely fine. So I'm glad that I've been able to use it like that and make it work like that as well. I've just knocked over my concealer. So that was my final project pan update for the year. So I have used up 3 items in my current project pan, which is great. So to give you guys a number as to the amount of items I have finished up in my project pan for the whole year, I have finished off quite a lot, more than I thought I would, to be honest. I finished off 20. I finished off 3 primers, which were the Max Factor primer, which I think was the primer at the very start of the year. I then finished off Trini BFF, and then my Blurring Laura Mercier primer. 4 foundations as well, so I started off the year panning the Fenty Soft Matte Foundation. I also panned IT Cosmetics CC Cream and then my Erborian BB Creme. And I can't quite remember because I couldn't find the exact video to check, but I'm pretty sure I panned the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation. I'm not sure whether I gave up on it or not, so I'm going to say I did definitely pan it to completion, so I am going to include that one. If not, my total's down to 19, but that's still a good total. I also panned 1 concealer, the Tarte Shape Tape, 1 contour, which was the NYX Contour in Taupe, 1 highlighter, which was the Pure Afterglow highlighter, 1 eyeshadow single, MAC Blanc Type, 2 eyeliners, which I'm pretty impressed with because, like I say, I don't wear eyeliner that often, and they were both by Mally. They were in the shades Shadow and Walnut. 4 brow products. It's very easy for me to pan eyebrow pencils, and I panned the NYX Micro Brow and Benefit Precisely My Brow, and then I panned 2 eyebrow gels, some clear eyebrow gels to go with that, which was the NYX Control Freak and the Benefit 24 Hour Brow Setter. 2 lipsticks, Soph Syrup and Soph Cake, so like this but just different shades. So Syrup is that peachy orangey brown shade, a lot lighter than Fudge, my kind of nude instead of this darker brown colour. And then Cake is like a pale mauvey pink. Very easy lipsticks for me to pan, very easy shades to pan, and they're also the type of lipstick that you can keep reapplying because they're quite glossy. And then at the beginning of the year I panned the Estee Lauder Berry Provocative Lip Gloss. So I'm really pleased with my progress this year. This is the first year that I have done a project pan properly. Now there are things that I've learned along the way, so I'm hoping when I do my project pan next year, these videos and the updates will be a lot better for you guys. So I'm going to keep with the tallying. I really like tallying the products that I use. I write them down on my notepad and then I leave them on my dressing table, so whenever I do my skincare or my makeup, I just put a tally across the product that I've used. I did used to take little video montages of how the items were looking, but that was a lot in terms of editing, and I think what would be clearer would be if I was just to take a picture of my progress each month with my project pan items. So that is what I'm going to do as well. So in my monthly update videos, I'm going to have a picture of the item and also a number as to how many times that month I've used that item as well. And then on my makeup inventory that I've put on a spreadsheet on my computer, I've also got some columns that say the date added into my project pan, the date I've taken out of my project pan, or the date I've used it up. So that's going to help it be a lot clearer at the end of the year to see what items exactly I've included in a project pan, how long it's taken me to use them as well. Because for some of the items that I've mentioned here, like with the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation, I can't quite remember whether I did completely pan it or not. And then I don't remember when I included certain items as well and how long it took me to use them up. So I hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Just want to say before I go, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for liking them. Thank you for subscribing as well. And for those that comment, and especially people who comment regularly, thank you very much. I do notice you and I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed my Vlogmas videos as well this year. It's been really fun at filming all of them. It's been a busy December in terms of filming and editing, exporting, scheduling, all of that, but I have really enjoyed it. But I think I am going to take a week break at the beginning of January just to give myself some time to just not worry about filming anything, time to chill out. It's also my birthday at the beginning of January as well, so it just gives me a chance to just have a little break and recuperate. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't as well. Really would be lovely to have you here. Have a lovely New Year's Eve, and I hope your 2022 gets off to the best possible start. And I will see you for some new project pan videos, some new 1 week 1 palette videos as well that I've got planned. So have a lovely week or so, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.